All right, it's good morning, Anambra, and this is time for our newspaper review. Let's quickly take a look at some of our national dailies and see news making rounds this morning. And of course, you know that every day there's a new story to tell or to hear. And in the studio this morning, we have a public affairs analyst who has joined us already to look at these papers and, of course, analyze them. Mr. Paulson Okeke is here. Glad to have you in the studio, sir.
Good morning. Nanya, how was your weekend?
Very well. And yours?
Thank God.
All right. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Let's run. We have stories from ABS website. That's going to be the first thing we are looking at. The first story there says new federal cabinet. Buhari gives conditions for appointment. Who knows the conditions this time around?
Oh, well.
And CASD Lords Obiano on Community Development Initiative. Nigerians cautioned against fake, counterfeit drugs. WHO expresses worry over increasing rate of Cesarean Section across globe. All right, let's begin. They say charity begins at home. Let's start from home now. You know, as the Lord's Obiano on Community Development Initiative, we know that our governor has doled out huge sums of money. They said, go to your communities, choose whatever you want, then we give you this money to execute. You know, how do you see it? You know, this time around, he has done it once, twice, and they are going to collect the third part of the
third phase.
Yes, third phase this time around.
Yeah, that's one commendable policy of Governor Obiano administration. It is taking governance down to the grassroots, because government cannot be everywhere. But when he now involves the people, involves town union leadership to choose whatever project that is very, very, they are in their need, then they will execute it. Government will assist them, give them money. It is kind of a fourth tier of government, because you have local government. Local government has failed to move down to communities. So, but with this idea, governance has moved directly to the people. This particular policy is impacting directly to the people. So that's very good. And the governor has been sustaining it, because the people now choose what they want. It is not like the government staying, can decide what
and there's something, I think it's giving the people a sense of belonging. And of course, they know that we are part of governance.
Yeah, that's where I'm coming from. Because previously, it's like government staying, can decide what the Umunze community wants, without Umunze saying this is what we want. But this time around, communities, all those communities around Urumba South, we now decide what do we want. This is what we want.
And of course, some communities that have not felt government presence before.
Yeah, so that is a very laudable policy that needs to be encouraged.
All right, moving on, we see Nigerians being cautioned against fake, counterfeit drugs. It's been in the country over, and when former Minister for Health, yes, he fought it with everything.
I think she actually started that fight to a very large extent. Yes, we also know that fake drugs has been there.
If you check the war against fake drugs, it was only when Dora was there that it was given all attention. It had a lot of bites then, because people were taken to court and so on. Ever since her departure from that agency, it appears that the way they are doing it now, not many people know what they are doing, I must tell you. And the danger is that here and there, we talk about fake drugs, counterfeit drugs every day, everywhere. I think the importers of fake drugs or the manufacturers have had a new impetus, because when Dora was there, they were like, oh, when will this woman get out of this place? But ever since her departure, they have kind of a renewed vigor
to do what they've
been doing. So the government needs to do more to counter these fake drugs, because the dangers are so enormous, honestly.
And who knows who's
Because
Igbo si na ato iche na ahia na ịmara onye ọ ga-ada. You know?
Yes.
All right, let's move on. WHO expresses worry over increasing rate of Cesarean section across the globe.
That is, Cesarean section is the process of operating on a woman to bring out baby.
Birth.
Well, I don't know, I'm not a medical expert, but then they should kind of do awareness, especially on the medical practitioners, on doctors who undertake this CS, so that many women should know beforehand, so that if there's anything that could be done to avoid it, they should be told. Maybe there's a kind of exercise that pregnant women should undertake before they are due for delivery.
Research has shown that it looks as if you've got like 100 pregnant women who are probably due to give birth, probably 85 go through that process.
Yeah, that's why medical experts should still go and research to know what could be done to reduce this process.
And another important thing is, you know, the masses getting to understand if there are dangers inherent in the use of cesarean, because there are so many women that maybe they encounter issues during a delivery, and the next option is to take them through cesarean. So I think it boils down to educating the masses. Let's see who is here before we go on.
Hello, good morning.
All right, let's take the national story now. The new federal cabinet, Buhari gives conditions for appointment, and we are kind of who knows, you know, what the condition is going to be this time around.
And anyway, you know, in the last dispensation, it was like 95%, 5%. You understand? So if his appointment previously was based on that, now I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe will it still be 5%, 95%,
or just 100%,
or just 100%, 100% and 0%?
We pray it will not be lopsided. Actually,
the important thing is that as a president, you should regard the whole country as your constituency. You understand? Whenever you are now president of Nigeria, you are not president of APC or PDP this time. So as a president of Nigeria, you should treat every Nigerian with the same level of respect. Whatever you give to A, give to B, whether he voted for you or he did not vote for you. Let us avoid this winner takes all attitude politics we play in this country, because it is not helping us. Honestly, winner take all politics has never helped Nigeria. Rather, it divides us more.
All right, the program is still a newspaper review, and we have our numbers on the screen for you to call and make your own opinion count on any issue of interest to you. Let's quickly move to the next paper, the first paper for review now, the Daily Sun newspapers.
So is making the headlines of a big story there. Buhari gives insight into new cabinet, hinges appointment on integrity others. On top of that story, a Senate president from the Southeast. Wow. We care about Biafra, not who becomes president. IPOB. Underneath that story, Northeast lobbies for House of Reps Speaker. 23 killed in fresh Benue, Kaduna attacks. Presidential amnesty, EFCC secures final forfeiture of 732.85 million to federal government. George faces NJC probe over Zamfara election. And look at the picture in front of that paper. The rains are not really heavy, but see what we are seeing here. And this calls for environmentalists to, that's Lagos. This calls for environmentalists to take a quick step to know what to do, you know, in most of our cities. Imagine the rain hasn't started and it's like this, then what's the hope when it starts? Well, let's look at the big story. Of course, we just talked about Buhari, you know, giving conditions of making it to his
he now said it will be based on integrity
and probably
that would be very good, but I wonder how many Nigerians, how many politicians will pass this integrity test, including the president.
Jesus.
Honestly speaking. Because our politicians have not been anything anybody can rely on. Most of them do, because there are still good ones. Yeah. So if the president says, I'm going to base my appointment on integrity, that would be very good. That would be commendable. But then how many? Because one, we are still coming out from an election that lacked integrity according to the opposition party and according to some Nigerians. So they say the election lacked integrity. And if you look at what is available, you might tend to believe them. So if you say we are based on integrity, what level of integrity do you exhibit? But that notwithstanding, if we start today to correct certain misnomer, it will be good for us.
Now, this is really worrisome. We're talking about during the election, at least to a very large extent, during the election, there was this kind of calm because everybody was kind of focused on the election, and now we're having 23 killed in fresh Benue and Kaduna attacks. What exactly is really happening in the country? Is it that these people, I don't know, was it because of the election they piped down and now the election is over, they resume back to what they wanted to do?
It's just like some analysts were saying that during the election or previously during campaign days, the herdsmen were busy campaigning. They never had time to go and start killing because perhaps their mentor was contesting and they were prepared, doing everything to deliver him. And now they have delivered him. It is back to business. What business? Killing. It is not good. Because it appears that the government and the security agencies have given up. Now the herdsmen have field day. They go to kill any day they like, and it is not good for a country because life is very, very important. Life is very, very sacred that should not be wasted.
Just like that.
Yeah.
All right, let's, I don't know, we care about Biafra and not who becomes president. IPOB is saying that, I don't know. What's
maybe that, I don't know too, maybe they are changing tactics. Because previously, IPOB never believed in the Nigerian presidency. Okay. So today, if they say they don't care about who is the president but IPOB, they are changing tactics. A lot of shenanigans.
And where does this adage come in now? Azotana, where's the vote?
That is Azotagonia Bani. You understand? Azotagonia Bani. Because their demand is nothing but Biafra. For Chatago Biafra. You see, IPOB should better re-strategize and support Nigerian government. Because you cannot get Biafra the way they are doing it. You can only get Biafra by negotiation and not by throwing up punches, disturbing peace of a community and other people or anything. You cannot achieve it.
All right, let's quickly move to the Punch newspapers now for review. The big story in front of the Punch says PDP National Caucus holds emergency meeting over presidential poll today. With a rider there, Senate will approve February 16 poll delay. That's coming from Senator Gaya. Up there we have PENCOM allows sick workers to withdraw from pension savings. Suspected herdsmen kill 16 in fresh Benue attack. Nigeria's oil exports drop as IT shuts pipeline. Only persons with integrity will make next cabinet. That's coming from President Muhammadu Buhari. Sultan hails Buhari's re-election, urges Atiku to accept defeat. Federal government clamping down on us, CUPP cries out. And down here we have gunmen killed 3 soldiers in Rivers community. Car owner claims Uber driver jumped into lagoon. Family kicks. Most new senators may not chair committees in 9th Senate. And we have a picture in front of that. I think these are people that are queued up for water or something. All right, let's quickly go to the big story there. PDP National Caucus holds emergency meeting over presidential poll today. And Senate to probe February 16 poll delay. You know, is that not medicine after that?
No, it is not.
It is not?
Yeah, it is not. Right. You know, the reason like probing the delayed election Nigeria taught Senegal how to conduct the election. It was this same Mahmoud that went to Senegal, taught them how to conduct the election. And Senegal conducted the election on a Sunday, and by Monday the result is out, using technologies. So why couldn't INEC, this INEC that went to teach a country how to conduct the election, you come back home, you could not implement those things you taught another person.
Is it more of do what I say and
do what I say and don't do what I do? Nigeria conducted an election on a Saturday, and we had the result on Sunday. Where is the same technology we have, but we failed to use? Because INEC has servers that should have helped them do the collation in Anambra, send it to Abuja without wasting time.
When the
server.
world has become a global village.
Now you kept the whole country in suspense. Then you are now releasing the result bit by bit. It is not how to do it.
With intermittent break.
No.
All right, let's see this story. You know, Sultan hails Buhari's re-election, urges Atiku to accept defeat, and not just Sultan. So many other people have been clamoring, asking Atiku to accept
because
defeat.
People do not want an overheated polity. Atiku rejecting the result is kind of hitting the polity. You understand? So, and when such a thing continues to happen, the nation keeps up heating up, and people will always want to bring peace, do anything that will engender peace. You understand? So that's why people like Sultan, eminent leaders.
But they say that if you want to be peaceful, you go to court. He's going to court, not going to be peaceful.
I'm coming. Atiku has not done anything other than he said he will go to court. And it is wrong for you to tell him not to go to court. It is his right. The Constitution has it that anybody who feels aggrieved in an election should go to court. So asking him to accept the result and go home and sleep, I don't think it is being normal.
All right, look at another call, save our soul cry, if you may put it that way. FG clamping down on us. That's coming from CUPP. They are crying out. And you remember, I think 2 days or 3 days ago, Atiku also said that the son-in-law was, released away. Yes.
That's one thing about government and the opposition. This is Africa. It's only in Africa that after election, opposition will begin to, the government in power that supposedly got re-elected will begin to arrest opposition parties, especially where they sense danger, or this person will cause problem for us, and so that's African type of politics.
All right, because of time, let's move to our last paper. The Guardian stories making the headlines. Fear of violence grips states over Guba and assembly polls. Gunmen kill 3 soldiers, others in Rivers, Kaduna. Pleased to focus on crisis-prone areas during elections. On top of the Guardian this morning on ending bank customers rip-off over failed transactions. Dogara, Gbajabiamila, Mungono rekindle rivalry over reps speakership. Sovereign fund commits 50 billion naira to boost power generation. EFCC gets court's nod to return 733 million naira to government. APC women ban Oshamole from entering Imo State. Senators elect for the 9th National Assembly. Well, a big story. We know this Saturday is an election Saturday again, where we'll be going to the polls for the governorship and, of course, the assembly polls, the big story. What's your take?
Yeah. The assembly election and the governorship election, as usual, many governors, especially those who have done one term, will want to continue. Yeah. And those who are going out will want to put their person. And these are the things that hit up the polity. You understand? But I have been appealing to people, why don't allow people let their votes count? Because these are the sing-song we have always been saying during campaigns. Your vote will count, your vote will count.
And it restores the confidence of the masses.
To go out and vote.
Go out and cast their votes.
But after election, you discover that your vote will not count. In any way, thank God in Anambra, we are not having the same feverish point. We have only House of Assembly. And I want to appeal to the Anambra, please. Let us look at the good work His Excellency has been doing and re-elect members who will make him feel free, feel secured to continue this work. The members in the House, there's one good thing about House membership. If you are a returning member, you're a ranking member. And when you are a ranking member, when you go back to the House, it will not be the same as a newcomer, because you have a lot of, you have ambience to operate.
In other words, they work better than new ones?
They work better because they've had experience.
Okay.
So that is it. I want to appeal, let us re-elect members who are in the House already that will become ranking member in this their second term or even in their third term.
All right.
And let us elect APWA members that will support our governor. I'm being partisan this time, but I have to. Please.
All right, you're Anambra.
Oh, yeah, I'm being partisan, but let us re-elect APWA members.
All right, we'd like to thank
please.
you very much, Mr. Paulson OKK, for coming on the show this morning. Thanks for giving us your time.
Thank you.